All right, we ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go off the cuff. I do not have the intro written. So
Wow.
let's see how it goes.
Wow.
What's today? No, this is coming out tomorrow.
22nd on our
22nd
anniversary.
on our anniversary.
Happy anniversary.
And this is 454 of the Main Street Magic. Okay, ready?
Nope.
On today's episode, we have another Main Street Magic Q&A. This is part 8. And I knew that was coming.
And
okay. On today's episode, we have another Main Street Magic Community Q&A. Oh my goodness. On today's episode, we have another Main Street Magic Q&A. This is part 8. Today is the day that we are recording this. I should probably write this down.
on April 22nd. You want me to do it?
If I knew how to say it, I would have gone through it. On today's episode, we have another Main Street Magic Community Q&A. This is part 8. Today is April 22nd, 2022, and this is episode 454 of the Main Street Magic Podcast.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts, Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Main Street Magic. I am your host, Jeremy Stein, and as always, I am joined by my lovely wife, Rhonda.
Hey, guys.
Make sure you check us out on the web at mainstmagic.com, as well as follow on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at mainstmagic. If you've not done so already, head out to Facebook and search for the Main Street Magic community and ask to join. And then if you hit that subscribe button, you get brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. We are here in Walt Disney World.
Yes, we
are
are.
recording inside of our hotel room
Yes,
at All
we
Star
are.
Music before we head out on a wonderful evening at Epcot and to celebrate our anniversary at Flying Fish.
Uh-huh.
Our actual anniversary is the day this comes out, April 22nd. Happy 16 years, my love.
Oh, I'm 16 years. I love you so much.
I love you, babe. It is
Even
also
though I
Earth
had
Day.
bad dreams the other night that you wanted to leave me, so please don't do that.
I will not, I have no plans to.
Okay, good.
It is also Earth Day. Happy Earth Day. It is also anniversary of Animal Kingdom.
Yes.
Neither of those things have anything to do with the day we got married. It was just a pure coincidence.
Correct.
So, before we get in though, we are here in Walt Disney World for our Main Street 16 challenge weekend.
Woo!
Today is the scavenger hunt. Tomorrow's the ride challenge. We just got the trophies. We just got the medals. It is going to be an absolutely fabulous weekend. You can follow along on social at Main ST Magic. You can get it all live if you go ahead and head to wonderlandcrew.com and join our Patreon group.
Yes, and dude, I totally had no idea how awesome these medals and
I want the trophy.
I know, I want the trophy too.
And we're not allowed to participate in the scavenger hunt because we are part of the clues of coming up with it. So it would be cheating.
I hope I get a medal though.
Well, then we got to get top 3 places in the ride challenge. Okay. So
let's do this.
Super excited.
I did get an ECV from our awesome friends over at Kingdom Strollers. You can get ECVs. You can get strollers. You can get wheelchairs, I believe, as well. And these are all a lot less than Disney would be renting them. So go check them out at msmfriends.com.
Yeah, up to 50% off the prices that Disney would charge you. And we love our friends over at Kingdom Strollers, especially the fact that I was able to secure one for today. And this morning, they're just amazing. They deliver right to the resort. They pick up from the resort.
And only $126 for the entire weekend.
Yeah, for 3 nights, all in.
Perfect.
Pricing is unbelievable.
Honestly, after walking around Universal for a little bit, I'm not excited to go on a bus. I'm not excited to really drive this around, but I'm excited to not have walking and my foot hurt with this broken toe that I do have. So, but I'm super excited for this.
And I've had to use one in the past due to
you do really well at it.
Arthritis and my feet that crops up whenever it wants. And I will say, get one. If you are debating, if you have anything going on and you're coming for a vacation, I can tell you it will make your life and your trip better. If you're feeling any sort of pain at all, don't worry about it. The low cost is well worth it, making your vacation better. I tried to tough it out the first time, and after 24 hours, I was so miserable. We were like, we gotta call someone and get Kingdom Strollers over here. So, if you could not tell, again, this is on location. This is kind of off the cuff. We are going to do a Q&A, which we have not done since January. This is most likely going to be a part 8 and a part 9 because we've got a lot of great questions.
Awesome.
And so it kicks off very well from our friend John Self, who you just mentioned, Universal Studios.
Yeah.
He said, I want to know how your whirlwind day at Universal Orlando goes since you are trying to cram all of Mardi Gras in one day. So Rhonda went a couple weeks ago with her friend Rita. We talked about that, or she talked about that. This ends on Sunday, April 24th. Mardi Gras is done at Universal Orlando Resort. We stopped by today for only about 2 hours and tried to cram in as much food as we could.
I was super excited for you.
I got to say, everything was pretty good. We started, what did we start with? We had the crawfish and seafood boil was outstanding. We had
hot mac and cheese.
Hot mac and cheese. We started at the Nashville hot mac and cheese, which you absolutely loved.
Yep.
And I thought was equally as good.
Awesome.
You, a couple weeks ago, just slandered the crab beignets.
Oh, I did. They were not very
like
good
them at all. You guys threw one away.
Yes.
So I had no intention of getting these after your description.
But then, you know what? I always say, guys, unfortunately with these booths, sometimes it can be a hit day and it can be a miss day. So, you know what? I was the one who said, babe, why don't we get them? Let's work. Let's get them. If it's a miss day again, then we just know that they're a miss day. But this was not a miss day, was it, my love?
These were absolutely incredible. It's actually the best thing I had today, oddly.
Wow. I'm so happy, though.
This was, I thought it was going to be a sweet and savory. I thought it was really going to be a sweet beignet with a savory crab filling, and it was not. This was like taking a wonderful, wonderful crab dip. I think I make a pretty good one.
Yeah, you do.
Hit me up for the recipe, anyone. It's very simple. This was like a wonderful crab dip with baguettes that you dipped in, but all in one bite.
And the Old Bay sprinkled on
top of the beignet.
Yep.
These were so stinking good. I would get these again and again if this was a year-round thing. I was super, super happy with them. Crawfish and seafood broil was, I should say, was very, very good. Mm-hmm. Oddly enough, the andouille sausage was the standout. The potatoes were second. Corn was third. Crawfish fourth, and shrimp fifth. When you're putting all of these items in one bag and boiling it at one time, now I'm sure they're pre-cooking the potatoes. They have to before they put them in the little net. But when you're trying to get everything right at kind of one quick steam or boil, it's really hard to do. I think they did a great job with the flavors. It just turned out the shrimp was overcooked. And I'm sorry. People are probably like, dude, we know you went to New Orleans and the food was good. Stop talking about it. No one cares anymore. After those New Orleans crawfish, it's pretty tough to compare anything to that. But I still really, really enjoyed it. I'd get it again just for the sausage and potatoes.
Awesome. Perfect.
What else did we have? Was that it? I know I'm missing
We had the
some
muffalata.
stuff. We had the muffalata. Was a big disappointment compared to last year.
Everything else,
how forgetful it was.
Everything else was really good.
Was outstanding. So
we did get a king cake. We did not eat it because it is a very large king cake, in my opinion.
It's huge.
So first of all we had to do was carry it. And unfortunately, I'm still slow, but it still was nice enough that we carried it where I don't think it melted. And we went straight to our garage kept car. And then we drove straight over to Disney and went straight to our room. Yeah. So it will be here in the coolness of the entire weekend. So we're going to take it home to eat it with the girls and share it with them. And then we'll report back on that.
Yep. We got a baby to stick in there and everything.
We do. Kaylin loves the baby.
She does. She'll keep that thing.
She will, if she gets it.
All right. Christina says, my family and some friends are going to Universal for the first time ever in June, hopefully. Courtesy of Chuck with MEI-Travel. For Harry Potter loving nerds, how would you plan out your day if you're only going to be at Universal for one day? They've got adults, they've got kids. They are looking at staying between Endless Summer Dockside or Cabana Bay, both of them 2-bedroom suites for a portion of their trip. Let's talk real quick, Rhonda. What would you recommend?
Cabana.
I would agree.
Absolutely. Because if you're just doing the parks and you're maybe staying a couple of nights, you can enjoy the resort. They have an awesome pool area. It's fantastic. I really like it. And it doesn't matter if you pick between Dockside and Cabana, you will get that early access into Harry Potter.
Yep.
But I would, again, pick Cabana Bay if you were like, which one?
Here's where I'm going to, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm going to say if they are spending more, they said Universal for one day. So I don't know if that means one night at Universal, which means they would not have a lot of resort time.
Then
if you're not having a lot of resort time, I would go with Dockside. You're going to get 3 queen beds.
100%.
As opposed to Cabana, where you're going to get 2 queen beds and a pull-out couch.
Yes.
So, but as Rhonda said, if you are maybe spending a day at the parks and the next day you're going to hang around the resort or something a little bit, or maybe you're doing 2 nights, whatever, then definitely Cabana Bay based on the amenities.
And with Universal, you can keep a car parked there till midnight
Yeah.
of that same day. So again, if you are going to enjoy the whole next day and then go home later, absolutely pick Cabana Bay. They have Starbucks in every resort.
Yep.
But I do love that Cabana has a bowling alley, and it's just fun. So
Your foot has an alley. They have an alley.
yes, they do. Yes.
For her other part of the stay at
we-
Disney, they're at Treehouse Villas, which I'm extremely
I'm very
jealous of.
jealous,
So if
very
you guys have
jealous.
an extra couch bed, let us know. So for the parks, as
Yes.
Rhonda said, you're going to really want to focus on early access, and you're going to want to look at Hagrid's first.
100%.
And do that. And then this is the only other thing I would consider, and this all comes down to budget, is do you have an opportunity to move to a legacy resort that would include Express Pass? If not, that's cool. You're going to put all your focus on the Wizarding Worlds and Hogwarts Express and going back and forth, but you are going to have some wait times. Rope drop and early access are going to be key.
Yep.
Hagrid's first.
Yes.
Work your way all the way through and
Yep.
focus on that first.
Yep.
Pricing of Express Pass on its own in June is going to be astronomical. You may want to look at or talk to Chuck about potentially looking at one of those higher end resorts and having included Express Pass. Even to the point where it may make sense to add a second day, because you would get Express Pass on both the day you check in and the next day when you check out.
Correct.
So again, something to look at. I know that probably wasn't the greatest touring plan, which again, John Self, please chime in. He is our resident Universal guru.
Yep.
And he can really probably lay out times and everything for you. So John, we would love if you can chime in and help as well. But a couple things I think you definitely want to look at. From Brian Lewis, says, wondering what the current state of Star Wars Launch Bay is. Brian, the current state is nada. There is nothing. If it were up to me, what I think, I believe that this is sitting. They don't really have to do anything with it right now. It is just over there. Nothing. Even Little Mermaid's not open yet, right? The show. So I still think there's potential to look at in the future a maybe changeover from Rock and Roller Coaster into a Pixar type area that could then lead this all the way into Toy Story Land. They could go ahead and convert areas of Launch Bay into that. I think we already have such a separation from Star Tours and Galaxy's Edge. The last thing they need to do is reopen Launch Bay.
I agree.
You know what I mean? It's just there for no reason. I would like to see them do something with that area soon.
I agree.
Honestly, they could convert it to a Pixar Launch Bay.
There you go.
In theory, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The history of Pixar behind the scenes.
Yeah. Ooh.
Let's get another animation show.
Ooh. Okay.
Let's get character meet and greets, things like that. But
Good job.
if I had to hope, I want to refurb a redo of Rock and Roller Coaster. I want to blow out that whole back area, and I want to connect that to Toy Story Land for an entire Pixar style land.
Well, I'm just going to agree with you 100%.
Jenny asks, this is answer for Rhonda because she already answered. What's your favorite week to be in WDW? Mine is the week after Thanksgiving. What is your favorite week time to be in Walt Disney World?
So first of all, let me just say that I thought that Jeremy was doing this just because we haven't done it in a while, and I thought he was just answering questions. And it was one of those things, I was at work and I saw it and I was like, oh, I'm so busy with work, my 3 straight days, that a lot of times I don't interact. And I was like, oh, let me respond because I don't get to very often. And then I realized he was trying to do this for an episode. So first of all, I'm going to apologize for not reading the whole thing. But second of all, I did respond to her and said, I love Mother's Day. Yeah. Only because it's not as busy. But ultimately, and Jeremy kind of joked and wrote back, but honestly, and I will say ultimately, I do love our anniversary weekend because we always have such a great time. It's just me and you. But I say Mother's Day because I am with my kids. The kids aren't loving this anymore. So I'm going to go ahead and say now, because of them not being here or wanting to be here, I'm going to say our anniversary weekend. It is still busy, but it's okay because we just enjoy each other and it's so fun. I mean, we've even done from a run to just literally during
camping.
The pandemic.
Yeah, I mean, Fort Wilderness
to pandemic. We came down here, literally drove around. It was creepy and eerie, but it was super flippin' cool. And then we enjoyed our time together in a 4-hour car ride together. And just the one thing I did learn through this whole thing is that I do love my husband more than anything. And I'm super excited when the kids are gone and we are empty nesters that we are going to be fantastic together.
Yeah, I'm going to, first, it's very, very sweet of you. It was a wonderful, wonderful answer. I'm going to answer in two ways because my favorite time to be here is, I would say, same thing, our anniversary weekend. You know, this is our 7th year. We started when we were at 10 years. We're always here on our actual anniversary day. We've always made it work. And I just love that because normally it is without the kids. I love them to death, but I know they don't want to be here. I love being able to spend the time with you and just be two crazy Disney adults just enjoying everything. As far as time of year, based on just say crowds, weather, I'm going to go with that mid-January, maybe the week or weekend after marathon weekend. Let those people clear out by about Tuesday. You got to check when Martin Luther King Day is because you don't want to run up against that holiday weekend. January weather in Florida, Central Florida, can be some of the best weather in the entire world, I think. And Festival of the Arts is starting, which is honestly my favorite festival. For me, that's incredible. If you're not too worried about crowds, there is nothing like the holiday season, November, December. Yeah. You could look at maybe first, second week in December for normally slightly lower crowds. Everything's out the window this year, obviously, as people are roaring back. But I think there's nothing like the holidays here. And the weather in December can also be absolutely beautiful at times. So I would go with those two separate answers based on what I love as far as how we experience and what I love as far as kind of crowd weather type thing, right?
Yeah, perfect.
Next, Danielle asks, what is your go-to feel-good movie and song? Princess and the Frog is my movie, and Almost There is the song.
Okay.
Almost There, with what we're doing and with the podcast and, you know, working on this travel agency and all these things, like Almost There.
You're going to make me cry.
Yeah. Almost There, that's just like right there. I don't even have to worry about any of the other lyrics. Like, I just feel like we're almost there. Oh. You know, where we're trying to kind of get to and what we've been working towards. And obviously Princess and the Frog is my favorite princess movie. Maybe it's easily top 5 favorite Disney created, owned movies for me. I just think there's nothing like it. How about you? You got a movie and a song? Are they from the same thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast.
I was thinking that.
Absolutely.
For both. Tale as Old as Time?
I do love Tale as Old as Time.
Animated or live?
Both. Oh, God, okay. Both. I do love the live, though, so much because of so much more story, because I do love the animated so much that it entails and just builds on with live the story. Love it so much. Like, I could probably watch it every day of the week and not get tired of it.
I agree.
I'm going to go with Let It Go.
Okay.
Because I got it, first of all, tattooed on me. Second of all, let it go. You know, something happened or I'm upset with something or whatever. Just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
Yeah.
So, Yeah.
Okay, so
I think
movie
that's-
Beauty and the Beast, and then song would be Let It Go.
And I'm going to go with that because, again, I'm just trying to... I'm always sunshine. You know me. I have a broken toe. Let it go.
Yeah.
I'm healthy. I'm happy. I'm with my husband. Yeah.
Okay.
Let it go.
I like those answers. I would follow mine up secondly with Tangled as my go-to movie,
Okay.
I think. And then Down in New Orleans is my... God, that...
Okay.
I'm like, spoiler alert, we're doing a top soundtracks of all time, right?
Oh, Lord.
All right, Danielle also asked, what park has your favorite themed bathrooms? I mean, Tangled at Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
You know,
I started saying Main Street Magic Kingdom.
I think if you're going overall as an entire park, though, I'm going to go with Epcot because of the World Showcase.
And the frozen ones.
Yeah.
But I still love the Tangled area.
Tangled area is one of the best areas in all of Disney, and it literally is a bathroom. Like, this is still a travesty.
I know, they need to do something.
There's room back there.
Hey, Disney, are you listening?
If they didn't listen to our Magic Kingdom bar episode that ended up being a theme park, turning us into theme park shuffle with David and Logan, and I created the Snuggly Duckling back there, it'll fit.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
Okay.
Sarah asked, what is your favorite park to hop to? Favorite park to hop to? Not the one
Like
you're
starting, okay, like let's say we're
2
starting.
p.m., you're already at a park. You started at any of the 4 parks in the morning, right? Any of the 3 parks in the morning. At 2 p.m. hits, you're like, where are we going to end up? For me, it's Epcot.
I started to say probably Epcot.
That's where we're going to finish off. There's going to be a festival. We're going to get food. We're going to get drink.
Yep.
Love the Skyliner.
Yep.
We're gonna
100%.
break off. We're going to go to Bar Riva, see our friends over there.
Yep.
I just think it's the go-to. Like, if you're going to hit a park hard in the morning, I think Epcot is the most relaxing afternoon park because of the fact that there's currently really nothing to do there other than just relax and enjoy and walk and shop. Connections Cafe and the new Starbucks opened today. So we might be able to check that out when we head over there. Cosmic Rewind is coming, of course, but Moana Water Feature, all these things are coming that's going to help Epcot come back to being a complete park. But for right now, as far as a park that you can go and feel no pressure to do anything, but relax, I think it's Epcot.
Okay, I agree.
She also asks, favorite Disney princess, favorite villain, and favorite sidekick. Who is your favorite Disney princess?
Belle.
Okay, I will go with Tiana.
Okay.
Obviously.
Villain?
Your favorite villain?
Maleficent.
Maleficent?
Ugh, love her.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to go with Hades.
Ooh.
I think Hades is unbelievable. I love Dr. Facilier more than anything. And I love Princess and the Frog.
Look at that.
But in the end, Dr. Facilier is technically controlled by the true villain, the voodoo. You know what I mean?
The king. Mm-hmm.
So really, he's such a good villain, but he's kind of a pawn in the game. Whereas Hades is just, first of all, Hades is incredible. James Wood is so good in that.
Yeah.
All right, favorite sidekick.
Is Olaf a sidekick? I'd say yeah. I'm going to say Olaf.
I would say Olaf.
What? No, you can't steal mine. Pick another one.
Then
You're going to say Pascal.
Pascal is up there. We just had the non-speaking characters. I kind of think of that. Olaf is definitely up there. Pascal, gosh. No, I got to go with Olaf, too. I think he's a sidekick.
Yeah, because, 100%.
I was watching, so I've been working my way through just some random short-lived comedy series on like Hulu, whatever.
Okay.
Just as I have time in the evening, whatever, I'll watch 1 or 2 in a row, take a break from work. And I just started Party Down with Adam Scott.
Okay.
This was back, and I think this was like in early 2000s. Guess who is one of the leads in it? Our friend Ken Marino from Rock and Roller Coaster.
That's right. You did. I walked in. I remember
Jane
that.
Lynch is in it. Martin Starr, who I love Martin Starr. So I'm watching it. It gets like 3rd or 4th episode, and who shows up in an episode? Josh Gad.
Shut up.
And this is like original Josh Gad. This is like messy, curly-haired, like just Josh Gad and all of his Josh Gadness. And I'm just like, yes. And I was so excited. So I love Olaf. All right. Jason has a couple questions. And I think we're actually going to end with his questions because he's got 4 or 5 of them. And then we'll do a part 2. And I'm sorry if this gets a little short, but honestly, we just want to go to Epcot and celebrate our anniversary.
Jeremy.
What permanently, and by the way, Jason has some incredible questions. What permanently closed attraction show would you bring back? He said the ones he's thinking of are like Great Movie Ride, Backlot Tour, Lights Motion's Action, Primeval World, not that one, buddy, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, Stitch's Great Escape, Maelstrom, Captain EO, Ellen's Energy Adventure, Honey, I Shrunk the Audience. The ride show that replaces them gets to still stay.
Wow.
So you could take any of these. You could go to Horizons, you could go to Body Wars, you could go to Dream Flight.
What are you saying?
Right off the top of my head, Backlot Tour was absolutely incredible. And it was the heart and soul of MGM Studios and what that park was created as and what Michael Eisner, envisioned and all.
And I'm going to say Lights, Motor, Actions. That
same thing,
was
right?
amazing. It was like an Indiana Jones to me. You are watching stuff and hearing the crazy loud and like the blowing up and the amazingness that you're just like stunned. Like, holy moly, how are they doing this?
Yeah.
And you're like, because we're on a movie set. We're in MGM, man.
Yep.
And I don't remember. I think I know that I rode Mr. Toad's Wild Ride. I'll have to ask my mommy and daddy.
I don't believe I've ever done it.
But I know that's iconic. I know, but I remember Lights, Motor, Actions. With our children.
Yeah.
That's
my parents, we saw it so many times.
Yes, that's how unfortunate, how short of long it's been gone.
I know.
Because I remember that. And, I remember Captain EO and that kind of stuff, but If, I've said this for years, so I probably need to update it, even though he is still relevant in some ways. If you brought back Captain EO, I want an entirely new show with Bruno Mars. Okay.
As Captain EO.
Okay.
But
what's his real name, Jeremy?
Oh, what was it? It wasn't Barry. I guess Barry. What was it? It was something Hernandez? Larry? No, it wasn't Larry.
Frank?
Frank? It was not Frank Hernandez. It was something Hernandez. That was on the radio today. I thought it was Barry. I think he looks like a Barry.
He's not.
Anyway, just back.
You want Bruno?
I would love a new Captain EO with Bruno Mars.
Okay.
I will never forget going to see that. It was for David's bachelor party.
Oh my goodness.
When we came, and I remember us all sitting there watching Captain EO, and I think it was actually the first time I had seen it, and it's probably the last time at that point. And I just remember watching it in awe, like, this is the most incredible thing I've ever seen, while also being the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I'm just saying, there's a moment Michael Jackson does a Michael Jackson move, and I think lasers shoot from somewhere.
Jeremy Gray.
I just said inappropriately. And I'm just like, are we really watching this? But it's so good. And Bruno Mars would absolutely bring that to life in a whole new way. So,
absolutely.
That's such a good question. I would love to experience Maelstrom. I never did. I don't believe I ever did. Again, I'd have to go look back and look at the dates it was open and see if I was there.
That's something
I do not
remember
remember
my parents.
it.
Yep. I agree.
So,
I agree. I'd have to ask my parents and make sure that.
All right, you ready to get teary-eyed?
No.
What is your most Disney magic moment?
Oh, God. Here we go.
You've experienced?
Okay, give me a second.
I've told this story so many times, going back when Kaylin was 18 months old.
Yep.
And
That's
the first
exactly
time,
what I was thinking.
First time she met Mickey, and I remember just going, 18 months is dumb. This kid is too young. She's not going to care. She's not going to know anything. She's not going to remember any of it. And when she saw Mickey and lit up and ran to him and kissed his nose, and it doesn't matter that she doesn't remember it today.
No, but we
do. And we've told this story 100 times, if not more.
The coolest part is she used to watch
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse all the time. And we used to sing that song, the Hot Diggity Dog Dance. And to me, when she saw Mickey and she lit up like that, to me, that was me lighting up if I saw Chris Pratt or, one of the Chris's, like, oh my God, he's real. Like, he's Captain America. Or
okay, but you know all the Chris's are real, correct? You knew that prior to you having to see them in person?
So is Mickey Mouse, Jeremy.
Okay, I got you.
And to see her do that. And yes, Mickey Mouse is real, and so is everybody else. Anna, Elsa, Belle, any of them. And to see it through their eyes was unbelievable.
Well, and we've always said, because people ask us like, when is the best time to take your kid for the first trip? And we believe there's 2 first trips. We've always said this, right?
Yep.
I'm not a psychologist or whatever, but was it just say 5, 6 years old, they start to actually have memories?
Yeah.
That's fine. The first trip under 5, 6 years old is not for that kid in the sense of memories. It's for you as a parent.
Correct.
Take them.
Yep.
Take them.
Yep.
And watch them light up, and you're going to enjoy it. The second first trip is when they do remember it, and then it's about them. That first trip when they're under 5 or 6 is about you as a parent.
Yep.
The second trip is about them as a kid. So don't be afraid to take your kid at a year old, or something like that. It doesn't matter if they remember or not. Again, I go back to 1986. I was 6, 7 years old, my first trip. I don't remember it. I see it through photos.
Yep.
But my parents could probably relay every moment of that trip to you today because that trip was about them. And then the next time we went a couple years later, that's the one I remember. And that trip was about me and my brother and all. And I think that's what truly matters. That's our number one, but we're so fortunate to have so many incredible magic moments.
Oh, yeah. With your parents, without children, before I even had children. I like that one. I love the one with mine every year. When, I love the Christmas one when we went with them and they did the Christmas party. We did the Halloween. I mean, yeah.
We're very
Jason,
fortunate.
you get me to cry. There you go.
Well, here's a good follow-up from Jason. We got a couple good ones that'll make you a little not happier, you know what I meant, not cry. Aside from Stitches, Jason pays attention. What is your most collected Disney item?
Stitch. He said besides. I'm
gonna go with popcorn buckets.
Oh.
Mugs.
All right.
Ooh, mugs.
Mugs
is probably our second.
I would like to say Pandora.
Popcorn buckets / sippers are probably our third, and I bet Pandora for you is probably our fourth. For me, Magic Bands is going to be up there. I think I'm upwards of 30 now.
Yep. I'm waiting on Magic Band Plus. Woo!
I know.
I want that, man. I want that.
I'm excited for that. Yeah, Stitches and Angel, though, I mean, we are upwards of items, individual items. We're well over 100 or so, don't you think, between every single thing? Oh, I bet it's close to 250 if you counted plushes, you counted shirts. You counted little collectibles, you counted photos, you counted everything. I bet we're at 250 or more with stuff that relates to Stitch.
I'm going to have you count
them all.
Yep.
And then, I definitely think mugs are way up there. I bet we have upwards of 100 mugs or so.
We both drink coffee, and sometimes our daughter does right now. But yeah, I agree.
All right, next, what Disney games do you or your girls play? Board games, video games, or mobile games that you spend lots of extra money on through iTunes every month and play very often every morning?
That does not say that. That does not say that.
It's so funny you ask, Jason. It ended at mobile games. Why don't you go ahead and kick that one off there, Mrs. Magic Kingdoms?
Yes. Hello. I have a problem. Yeah. My name is Rhonda.
My name is Rhonda, and I'm a Magic Kingdom
and I am a main Magic Kingdom, holic. So I'll never forget. I believe it was Rob that this new game was coming out, and he's like, Rhonda, there's this new game, Magic Kingdoms, on the iPhone coming out. Are you going to get it? And I go, well, yeah. And I was like, well, but what is it? Like, what do you do? And he was like explaining it. And I was like, oh, absolutely. I remember whatever you do, whatever you hit to yes, I want to join. Yes, I want it. Yes, all the above.
Is it like The Sims for a theme park?
Well,
in a way, correct? You're building a theme park,
I'm building
correct?
the theme park because I do what it tells me to do. I'm not like, Mickey, go hang out with Minnie and make little minis.
My goodness.
That's what The Sims do.
You played The Sims in a very different way than I did.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, so what is it like then, Rhonda?
I mean, it is literally
Is it like Grand Theft Auto for Magic Kingdom? What is it? No! Give me some comparison.
I don't know. You do what it says to do, and there's challenges. Maleficent comes around. Okay. I get all these characters. I have a lot of people through the Facebook page saying, I want the old characters. because there's a lot. They will do a lot of the new ones. We just did Robin Hood.
Cool.
With and of course these are all the animated stuff.
Yeah.
There's an update coming up, which is Star Wars. I don't know what it is. There's so many Star Wars characters that I have. There's actually a small little land where if you put your Star Wars stuff in there, you get a 10%. Stop!
Oh, sorry.
Jeremy's
I was falling asleep. That was my bad.
All right. I love it. And yes, I have spent real money on it. And I feel like it all goes to Disney.
There you go.
So I feel like...
it goes straight into Bob Chapek's pocket.
And I cannot say how much I've spent. Actually, if I rounded it out and found out, Jeremy would be mad. But I have played it for, I believe I am going on 5 years straight.
Wow.
So, and every day.
I would say that's impressive, but I don't know if it is. Our most fun we've had recently, good friends Chuck and Allie introduced us to Code Names.
Yep.
There's a Marvel version. There's a Disney version. That is a wonderful game for the whole family. Any version of a standard board game that they have Disneyfied,
Monopoly.
like Monopoly, Battleship is Pirates of the Caribbean.
What did we play? All right, so if anybody is our age / older and remembers, we're going to say college and we're going to say the word butthole.
Okay, you can go all the way in. Oh, that's not all the way in.
Nice word.
You could say beehole. That'd be nicer than the game we played in college, correct?
That's what I'm trying to get at.
We introduced the children to it.
We did, but we did call it beehole.
Beehole.
And we used our Haunted Mansion deck of cards is where I was getting at. And if everybody knows what we're talking about, they're going to know president. They're going to know all that.
Lacey was president, man.
But we played a very family-friendly game.
We did. Very family-friendly.
Phenomenal. Yeah. That is one of my favorite memories of this weekend. Yeah. This past weekend.
Yeah, we should probably come up with even a better name if we're going to play with children or introduce this.
Oh, it was hysterical.
Listeners. It was so much fun. And you get to make rules at point. It's so good. And it's interesting to see, depending on where you grew up, what college you went to, how different the rules are.
Correct.
And I remember that even in college.
Because Liz and I were just talking about it.
Oh, really? Well, we'd go visit another college and we'd be like, yeah, we're doing this. And they're like, no, we don't play that way here, house rules. And we're like, okay, we got to relearn.
Yep.
Yeah, but anything, again, that they've Disneyified, like old school games.
Absolutely.
We just love.
Uno.
Oh, Uno ones.
We have
there's
Disney
Chutes and
Uno.
Ladders, Frozen that we have.
Yep.
There's a Frozen Scrabble we have. So any of those we absolutely love. The kids used to love, and they discontinued Infinity on Xbox. And we had all those characters, and we collected those. So those were really, really cool. But other than that, we're not huge into like standard video games. Lacey loves Spider-Man. I know that's not technically going to be under a Disney realm of video games, but anything like that I think is pretty good. We are going to wrap it up with our final question from Jason, and then we'll do part 9 coming to you next week early. When you have a guest on the show, do you send them the questions before the recording?
Nope.
Why or why not? No, we do not.
Nope. We want it to be a conversation, Jason. Just like we have now. Just like when Jeremy has to a lot of times finish my thoughts because I can't think of them and he just doesn't want a lot of dead air.
I thought I was going to finish your sandwiches.
No, remember he was the villain.
I know, he is the villain.
We've had a couple of things where reviews, I guess is the correct terminology, where Jeremy will speak over me. And honestly, if he doesn't, I'm a bumbling mess sometimes. And I appreciate it when he does. And that's how we work together. I love it. I love our dynamic. I love our conversation. And honestly, Jason, that is exactly what we try to do when we have a guest on too. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some times where we're like, oh, that just did not do right or whatever. And Jeremy will stop it and he'll like edit it and whatever. But a lot of times, no, we just kind of go off the cuff just because we want real answers. We don't want that person that's like, yes, this is how I do things and this is what I do. And then you feel like, oh, this is stupid. So we always like that where you're getting that realness.
Right?
No,
you're completely right. And we're still trying to figure it out. I will tell you this,
100%.
when we go to an area like when I just had Lynn Testa on, Rhonda was working the time that Lynn was available.
Oh, yeah.
She was not. And so I just sat down with Lynn. Having a one-on-one conversation is much, much easier than having two people who aren't professionals interview one person, because you're right, we want it to be conversational. Now, we have questions in hand that we know we want to get to, but we, like Rhonda was saying, we don't want to say, ask a question, them answer, and us immediately go to a next question on a list.
Correct.
We want to be able to hear what they say and then respond accordingly if there's additional conversation that has to happen. And so the reason we don't have a ton of interviews at this moment is we're still trying to figure out how the heck to do it.
And we like to do it in person.
We really want to move forward doing it in person. We have a lot of incredible guests that have agreed to come on the show, but we want to align it where we can sit around a table like we did with Daniel Miller.
That was super fun.
Down at Fort Wilderness.
Super fun.
And as Rhonda said, there are some iTunes reviews to prove it. I can be overbearing at times, but I want to keep the conversation going.
Yep.
And I study, in a sense, the way that people interview people, because I also edit and produce my brother's podcast, which is very heavily interview-based. So I follow from him on the way to kind of do it. And so sometimes I can take over. But that's the whole aspect. But Jason, we have a lot of really cool interviews coming. We have a lot of really cool guests, but we're trying to figure it out.
Yep.
We don't know what we're doing. So,
thanks for joining along with us.
Yes, seriously. Thanks for following along. This was so much fun. We're going to do the second part of this. I think we got about another 9-10 questions to go. That will come out on Tuesday. We are going to head to Epcot. We have dinner at Flying Fish tonight for our anniversary, little pre-anniversary meal. So we will have a review on that coming. We'll review the whole weekend, the challenge. But as always, thank you guys so much for listening. Go ahead and chime in with your thoughts on this episode, what your answers would be to some of these questions. And you can do all of that at Main ST Magic on social channels, in the Main Street Magic community, on Facebook. Hit that subscribe button. Brand new episodes every Tuesday and Friday. I mean, if you're out there subscribing or you've already subscribed, you might as well leave us a rating and review, unless it says that I talk over Rhonda too much.
Because it'll help our show grow.
That's all we've got. We'll see you guys real soon.
Jeremy and Rhonda are more than a little fond of Disney World, so they made this podcast to share it all with you. Reports and resorts, top 10 lists of all sorts. Main Street Magic's bringing it home for you.